Leader Talks and our amazing viewers and audience. We are so excited that you are here. My name is Dr. Vanessa Montañez, along with Rosario Lawrence, and we are recording our first Leader Talks podcast for 2026 in season 5. And we're super excited to be here today because we're going to talk about 3 ways to get ready and recharge for 2026. 2026 doesn't require a new you. It requires a cleaner, more focused, energized version of you. It's about empowering the leader of you. We want to deliver a practical, inspiring roadmap to help you reset your space, sharpen your focus, and step boldly into this year with clarity and confidence. So we're going to talk about mindset, organization, leadership, to help you stop carrying what no longer serves you and start creating momentum to what's next. Miss Rosario, I wanted to ask you, what is one way that you are going to get ready and recharged for 2026?
The number one thing I'm working on, and it's like they say time is your biggest equalizer, but it really is really evaluate the time. Where did I spend my time in 25 to win in 26? Because many times you spend time on the things that are not driving your goals, your values, or where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years. So I definitely am resetting and relooking at where I'm spending time, whether it's work. Am I really spending the time working in the business and building efficiencies and processes? And then how am I spending my time at home? Am I spending quality time with my family? And also, more importantly, I love my family. If I'm not in a good space, I'm not going to be the best version of myself. So I also need to spend some time with myself, with self care, and sometimes even just peace, quiet, and stillness. So I'm definitely looking at my calendar, evaluating the next 3 months, and making sure I'm plugging in quality time for business, quality time for my friends, for LeadHER talks. That's a
No.
priority, and for my family.
That's great. So you're really going to look at your time management, what worked, didn't work, and how you're going to do alignment for your life, right? Whether it's your career, your business, your personal, and then yourself, which is definitely at the core as well. I like.
Yes. And it could be as simple as taking 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be just everything, the 1 year in an entire matter of, oh, I'm going to take the entire day. If that works for you, look, that's great. For myself, and I know many of my friends and colleagues, it's just pause, clear everything, take a look at the next 2 weeks. Even start with 1 week, start 5 minutes, and little by little, you build on that. You feel even like your mind is clear and you have a vision of where you're headed for the next week, and start with 1 week.
Perfect.
What about you, Vanessa? I know that there's a lot going on. You talked a little bit before privately in another phone call. You're decluttering, and you really enjoyed it.
I did. Okay. So if I would have known now what I know then, or vice versa, I was feeling in a certain funk at the beginning of the year. I've had some personal setbacks in 2025. So a lot of caretaking. However, in January, I wasn't feeling the mojo. I wasn't like, yeah, 26, I'm ready to go. So I decluttered my office, my bedroom, my closet, everything, all my personal space at the house. And that just did it for me. My environment shaped that energy. So by decluttering and organizing my home, my office, and my daily space, and that's also my workspace, I created clarity. So it reduced a lot. It reduced feeling overwhelmed and it made room for my growth. So I had a lot more chaos and a lot more confidence. So I was really happy with that. Just pivoting, right? And I normally do spring cleaning, but I was like, no, that's it. One, I can't even put anything more that I wanted to in my closet. And so I'm like, that's it. I need to declutter my space and feel better about my environment. So that definitely helped my energy. And that's all I needed. I was like, what? If I would have known this, I would have been, I'm going to continue this and do it going forward every year. Start in December. So then I am ready to go for January and set the right attitude.
That's awesome. That's inspiring. I also am a fan of decluttering. I have a joke at home. If my house can look like no one lives here, it would, but we are a family, right?
Yeah.
So, Vanessa, for someone that's listening and tends to feel overwhelmed with even just thinking, I'm going to walk into this room, or I'm going to look at this closet. You started with a closet. What was the first thing you tackled that just opened that window and made everything easy to really tackle that project?
So the goal was to have more space in my closet, right? But from that, I really wanted to, I always donate everything, but this year I donated everything to the fire victims here in Altadena for Eaton Canyon. So that was my goal. I want to get rid of as much stuff that I don't use, that I don't wear, or it's too big now, or whatever it was. But I know others need it. So it was really a really cathartic, really great exercise to know that I'm giving it to somebody in need. So that's what did it to me. It gave me that incentive and knowing that I'm doing good out of it. So if you're going to declutter something, make use of that to give it to Salvation Army or Goodwill. Just give back, and that helps everyone. Just giving back always helps, or somebody who is more in need.
That's awesome. I think that knowing that these items that maybe you were even attached to are going to some of the fire victims in Altadena. We know that's you're very
Yeah.
fond of what happened there just a year ago. We're at about the year anniversary. You're a resident in the local area. That's definitely beautiful and special for something that can go to families that lost so much.
Yeah. And then also when you have a messy desk, it's like the distracted brain, right? If you have an
Mhm.
organized kitchen, you eat healthier. If you have a calm bedroom, you sleep better. So just little things that really help you, just your own personal self-care, just to your point, it helps. To me, it was just reorganizing my space.
That's awesome.
What else, my dear? What is one more thing that you're doing, Rosario?
Another thing that I am doing is also aligned with my calendar, and then it goes into the health piece. Is that I found that in my analysis was that I was spending quite a bit of time eating out, either at restaurants or just worked late. And I didn't get to go home and cook for my family or cook for myself too. I have kids that are adults and high schoolers, and my husband's pretty independent and busy, so he's on the go. But I realized that what I'm eating and consuming is not aligned with what my ultimate health goals are. So, obviously, yes, I also wanna do my steps, work out. That's a whole other dilemma for me, but I figured I have to start with my eating habits. So, it aligns with my time because if I am not organizing my time at work, I'm tending to work later. So, therefore, it impacts me having to make an alternative to the goal of cooking at home and just heading over to El Pollo Loco. That I'm like was it a constant customer or go down
Yeah,
to
because I mean,
Mendocino
there's
Park.
just restaurants you
Yeah,
tend to go to or fast food
yeah.
chains that you really love more than others.
Yes. Or my Hawaiian barbecue. I'm thinking, oh, it's a little rice and chicken. It's all
It's
good.
like, "It's so good."
When then my family's also looking to me for, hey, what's for dinner? And then I'm also the mom that's working late and or I have a meeting or something's going on. So you need to start really with your time and prioritizing it so that you hit what you want to hit and get rid of maybe potentially certain things you no longer serve you because it's not aligned with my health. So I'm working on that. That's definitely a work in progress, the whole calendar thing, the eating. But in any event, what I also found is what's important to many of us is also saving money. When you look at
Yeah.
your app, many of us have the little app on the phone for our banks, Bank of America, Chase, they all have it. And you can sort if you really want to get into the details, but you can look at, hey, where's the money going? I'm going back to Starbucks for the 10th time in a week. It's just, is it really the stuff I should be consuming? Or then you look, you fill the little cup and it's still more than half full and you just spent $8 and it's still sugar intake. So that's really disappointing and not aligned with my goals. And then the other thing that is also is you buy the food. So you spend the time on your Sunday or Saturday, whether you Instacart it for those that use Instacart, because I've been there. It comes in. And then you're cleaning your kitchen, you're cleaning your fridge, you spend an hour, 2 hours, you're ready for the week. My goal is that I'm gonna cook every day, and except Friday, that'll be the treat to go out on a little date with the family. Come Sunday of the following week, you're throwing stuff out. And it's just like dollar bills going down the drain. And more importantly than anything is that a really rude awakening. In fact, this weekend, I'm in the National Charity League with my daughter. So I volunteered at a local organization named Ruben Castro Charities. And they had this phenomenal food organized to give out to the community. Excellent, great food. And I realized, I mean, what a waste. What a waste that I have the ability to go to the store, buy groceries, bring them home. And because of my lack of organizing my time, I'm tossing it in the trash. Yet there's so much need in our community. So very alarming. It touched me. It was full circle. And I was really telling myself this week, you really need to grab a hold of yourself. The year just started. No excuses. I've been a little sick. Just got back into the groove of the new year. That's why we're talking about this, but definitely a priority for me this year. Time and health. It's all aligned.
It is. It's all aligned because, okay, time, health, and budget, because that also equals
But
into the money portion. Using your budget apps, everyone, most banks have a budgeting application. You're like, oh my goodness. I spend X number on food, entertainment, clothing, gas, bills, utilities. And this is really important to everyone's financial budgeting, right? Sometimes you want to budget for a vacation, you want to budget for a house, you want to budget for a car, you want to budget for school. Whatever the goals are for each individual, we really have to watch our pennies because you want to keep save money for a rainy day, but also, okay, I just spent an extra $1,000 this month on food that either you wasted, you had to throw away, or you spent out too much because you didn't do your time management to your point number one.
yep,
It all goes hand in hand. It does.
it does. And I think that I was thinking, leave those times for the times that you really are
In a
in a
crunch.
pinch. Life
Yeah,
happens.
it
And you
does.
know that in the professional world, sometimes you have to travel and you're getting back from the airport at 9 o'clock at night and you're hungry, whatever. Or you have just things happen. The kids have a late football game or a softball game and you're just on the go. So it's totally understandable, but just having that, being just basically mindful of the time and planning, definitely something that we need to keep top of mind. So I will welcome any, what is that, crock pot recipes, because I really do believe that's going to help me. I think that's going to be the way for me to go. I used to be really good at it back in the day when my kids were younger, but I moved away from it. So I'm going to go back to that.
Lucky for you, there are endless amounts of sharing on the internet, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. You search something and boom, before you know it, it's intuitive
Oh,
and smartphones are listening to us at all times. So you're gonna start getting those feeds.
yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. So what else, Vanessa? What about you? What is going to be, you definitely decluttered.
Okay, my next one is I'm gonna protect my energy like I am the CEO of my life. Okay. So I don't need more time. I just need to set boundaries out there because burnout is not a badge of honor that I want to have this year. Exhaustion is not success. So I want to have more, protect my energy and have more rest because that's also going to be one of my strategies. For most of us, we have to guard our time like a CEO and say no more often to things that are not as important. You brought up a really great example, actually, when I talked to you last week. You were going to possibly meet a client in person, but thankfully, thanks to technology, you were able to connect with the borrower rather than driving 1 hour of your time plus another hour to meet that person and an hour back. That's 3 hours of your time. When you really got to the weed of things, you were more efficient just meeting that borrower through, Teams or WebEx, whatever it was. But you were efficient with your time and you set your boundaries rather to say, yes, I'm going to go drive. No, you were strategic, guarded, and you met that person on the phone or technology virtually. So for me, I'm doing the same thing. I'm very targeted. If I'm out on the community or doing an event, I have to be balanced. I don't want to be out every night of the week doing an event, a committee, a board meeting. I have to say no. So I want to have that and also be not exhausted. So I'm going to set my boundaries a lot more. And when it's lunchtime, and sometimes I'm going to decline meetings because I have to eat and I have to exercise. I'm going to say no when I need to say no. What about you,
I
my
am
dear?
I love that. That was one of the things I did work on last year about the energy piece. I went through a whole I would say the last several years, and it's very interesting when you look at it from that perspective because I do believe everybody is like atoms in the air and it's energy that comes to you. And so it's so important. And when you really keep it top of mind, you actually even again have more clarity and have more peace. And that impacts ultimately our health as well and our well being and how we go about the world.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. I
so
agree.
really important is why sometimes people change jobs, right? You have to have a new energy, be a new in a new space. Or sometimes you just, not that we're going woo-wee or whatnot, even watching a movie. There's certain channels I don't watch anymore. There is certain shows I refuse to watch. It's like I start feeling an anxiety from it
This
where I don't need to watch that show. I want to watch
or
Legally
listen to
Blonde.
a
I want
certain
to laugh.
podcast, right? You're like, "I don't wanna listen to that. Let me put my happy mindset going on."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's why I
I
only
get
listen
it.
to so many podcasts, like different ones. And hopefully you all listen to us and we bring you joy. But it's so true. Then you start
Yeah,
feeling that energy and it's like you have to walk away from it. Yeah.
exactly. So, we're gonna also pick one word for 2026. I know we did that last year, but I want you to discuss your big word, your big idea, Miss Rosario. Instead of creating 47 goals or we're gonna do a New Year's resolution, I think choosing one word that guides your every decision works. So your word becomes that filter and you say yes to that word or you walk away from it if it doesn't help you with that one word and how you show up with your word, right?
I
Want to
want to fight my one word, but I know it is my one word because no matter how I slice it or no matter what I say, it's about how I feel and what I want to do. And that word came to me and then I fought it and I went as far as putting it into AI and say, this is what I want in 26 and tell me what is my one word. And it gave me the same word. So here we go. I'm just being transparent and authentic. So my word is unapologetic in 2026. I want to really be about no excuses, be myself, just go for it and go for it like not giving anything about anybody, anything, but about how I feel. That's what I'm about. I'm going to go for it based on caring about how I feel. And if it's going to bring me joy, happiness, fulfillment, I'm going to do it. And I think one of the things that why this word probably comes up is because I want to do things like that, the phrase, like no one's watching or whatnot. And to help myself build that confidence going forward as I continue to be in this beautiful world of ours. So it's my own empowerment and keeping my authenticity with myself and in my world. So unapologetic.
That's
What about you?
awesome. My word for the year is going to be bold. I'm going to be speaking before I'm actually ready because sometimes I am stuck in my head and I have to say it a certain way or frame it. And I'm going to speak sometimes before I'm actually ready. I'm going to ask for things. I'm going to start the business that I wanted to do and not ask for permission, right? I'm going to wear that outfit that I felt like doing a bold statement instead of like, I might have a little bit too much personality. Who cares?
Do it.
And then I'm also going to leave a situation that no longer fits me, fits my needs, or I'm going to walk away from it because I'm going to be a little bit more bolder than normal.
Good.
So,
I love it.
my word is not going to, it's not meant to be cute. It's meant to be a commitment to myself.
Yes. And that's
Yeah.
what it's always supposed to be. It's all that it's supposed to be about. It's about you. And not about anybody else, but just about you. That at the end of the year, you're going to look back and go, yes, I did a lot of things that I really wanted to just do for myself. Good. I
Exactly.
love it.
Yeah, I think as we step into 2026 as your highest self, for me, I want to clear my space. I'm going to claim my word of bold and I'm going to protect my energy for this year. That's what I want to do into 2026. And that's how you don't just survive this year, you lead it because we're all leaders in here.
We are all lead hers. And with that, the next episode, we will go ahead and talk a little bit about how to lead the way in every aspect with all your resources. And yes, we will go into a little bit of AI, artificial intelligence. It's here, it's been here, it's continuing to evolve, and we shouldn't be scared of it. I absolutely embrace it. I love it. I shared a little bit about what I did just around my word with it. It's like my little BFF that I could just tap into when I want to. It has its scary sides of it as well. There's so much that is out there. You hear about many who are looking to have some guardrails around it. So anyhow, we will definitely talk about it, how to make it useful, and also just some things that maybe that are concerning. So we'll see
Yeah.
you guys next time.
Do's and don'ts. Love
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Bye bye. Happy New Year, everyone.